All right, welcome back to Coping Mechanisms. This is episode 12 with none other than Tim Welch, the head coach to Suga Sean O'Malley, recent guest on the Joe Rogan Experience, host of the Suga and Timbo show, as well as the Red Hawk Recap, head coach of the Red Hawk Academy, and some say, even though Tim hates it, the greatest mind in MMA. Jokes aside, this dude really is a phenomenal human being. He really is just a great mind. The way that he has built his academy, the culture that he's built there is really phenomenal, and it shows in all of the dudes who train there. They took us in and let us roll, and they've started an absolute obsession of jiu-jitsu in me. I've been going pretty hard since, a little bit too hard, honestly, since going out there, and since going deeper and deeper, I've just really come to appreciate how phenomenal of a coach Tim really is, and appreciate that culture that he's built out there. And also just, shout out to Tim for taking a chance on these dudes. Really didn't know anything about the show or about us. We had done some work together through Aries Tech, but for him to just take a chance on us and allow us to not only podcast with him, but to film this in the brand new Red Hawk Recap studio in their brand new facility at the headquarters of their new gym. It's pretty phenomenal. Dude is just an absolute gem of a human being. Really cool guy. Same dude on and off camera. Again, those are the people that I really want to bring to the show and why I created this platform, hopefully to make health and wellness stuff a little bit more relatable for people. And it was just a really cool time. Super honored to be able to bring this one to you guys. So check it out. If you like it, leave a like, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, you know the things. Follow me on my socials if you want to keep up with what we're doing here. And thank you for the support. We are truly just getting started. And the fact that we are just getting started and I get to present to you today's guest is nuts. So without any further ado, this is episode 12 of Coping Mechanisms with Tim Welch.
Dude, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here, brother.
Dude, heck yeah. Thanks for popping out. I'm glad you guys have been enjoying your trip and you got to train a couple jiu-jitsu classes and just check out the community we've built.
Dude, the community is insane. We flew in, I'd never really been to Arizona at all other than driving through, and got out here. My Florida boy instincts started popping off and I felt the sun. I was like, where's the beach? Where do you guys go? And we talked to the waitress. She's like, yeah, I don't really do any of that. And we're kind of poking around, farting around for the day and just kind of looking around. We're in suburbia, so I did not get the vibe at all until we went to your competition class. And I just see all these killers and I'm like, dude, okay, this is why they're all here. They've developed just this tight-knit community of dudes who are going at it and so dedicated. Every single person is so dedicated that I've met. It's so cool what you cultivated.
Yeah, it makes me feel so good, especially in the room now, because I've trained at a lot of big gyms over my life, and I always knew I was going to have a gym one day. I didn't think it was going to be as young as I am, have a gym, but having all those world-class people in my gym, training hard, helping each other get better, it's just, I'm really living my dream for sure.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
Dude, what you've built here, just in terms of community, we're talking to Sean Fairchild about it too. Y'all have created this, have you heard of the third spaces kind of thing? How we used to have the churches and we used to have the social community settings. We used to have all these other spaces, but you guys have all the homies, you guys have all your businesses. You guys have this really rich community, even beyond the training, even lady in the coffee shop, all the homies, everybody's families are all around. You got a bunch of kids running around. It's this really beautiful, just community setting. How did you go about this? Where did this vision start for you?
Dude, my last professional fight, I think I was about to be 28 years old, and it was a fight right before I get in the UFC. I lost on the Ultimate Fighter. I had a torn bicep, completely tore my bicep, but I'm like, I need the money to fight. So I went and fought this kid still. Ended up losing the fight, and Dana said, hey, win 2 more and we'll bring you back. And I won 2 more, and he still didn't bring me back. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to go fight for another paycheck. I'm going to go fight They lined me up with a fight against this Canadian guy who, on paper, I'm supposed to smoke. First punch of the fight, boom, he hits me with the uppercut. I'm like, oh, that was a good punch. But then my jaw was hanging off my face. It completely broke my jaw.
What?
And I was like, oh my God, this can't happen. I need to win this fight. So I was trying to take him down, but I don't know if my body went into shock. Yep. Got through the first round, and I'm sitting there on the stool what the hell is wrong with my face?
No pain at all still?
No real pain, just because I'm in a fist fight. But my
Kinda
body
numb.
was it was weak. It was weird. And then after the fight, my face is just spewing streams of blood. And then in the city we were in, we weren't able. I should have got emergency surgery right there, but the surgeon was out of town till Monday, and the fight happened on a Friday night. So they're like, well, we can just keep you in the hospital till Monday, or you're kind of shit out of luck, buddy. I'm like, oh my God. So I went back to the hotel, and like when I got to the shower,
Still just hanging?
still hanging.
Yep.
And then when I got in the
That's how
shower,
they
I'm
do.
like, I started shivering and my mouth started chattering, but my jaw's not connected. So I got out and I had to wait 2 days, travel to another city, and then I went to a surgeon who was going to fix it. And he's like, dude, this is a bad break. You should have had emergency surgery right away, because my jaw started healing like this. So they had to re-break it.
Where was the break? Like
It was
right
just
away?
like, I'm part Native American, so I have free dental. Yeah, so
I
I
don't
have
get the free dental, but
free dental. And I went there to get my wisdom teeth out, and they're like, they just pulled the teeth in front of my wisdom teeth just to take pressure off my face, and right there, back there, is where I broke the jaw. So that was kind of like, I got to have my face wired shut for 8 weeks, and then bills started coming in for my jaw, and I'm broke, and I'm sitting there. I've dedicated my whole life to this sport, like become an expert at it. I have 20 some professional fights, 10 amateur fights, and I'm like, what am I doing? And I'm sitting in my house just wanting to break down, like, and just like broken. So then I started reading Stoicism, and then I got the book Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss, and it just kind of put me on a whole different track. So I kept hanging around the gym, and that's when I really started to kind of turn in more of the head coach of Sean. And then I was teaching a jiu-jitsu program as a brown belt, and they shut down the jiu-jitsu program. And one of the guys there that was my students, he's like, hey, I got this $900 a month mechanic shop, and we can move the mats over there. And I have a vlog of that on YouTube, and it is just the dumpiest mechanic shop, 900 square feet. We're working around like all the tools, and like it's a dump. And I ended up growing 15 members there, and ended up growing to 15 members. And then I got a 2,000 square foot place, and I think I grew to like 50, 60 members. And then we moved into that other place, and then it started expanding, and just slowly started to expand and expand and expand. And really, I think the reason it became so successful is because like I just wanted to create a place that I wanted to go to every day, a place where I want to go hang out and just make the gym, really care about the gym. And I wanted to make it like an art gallery and make it just a beautiful space. And then I think all the surgeries, like I tore this bicep completely. Multiple surgeries on both knees, broke my jaw.
Jesus, brother.
Blew out my Achilles, completely blew off my Achilles. So I think going through all those kind of was like, I think Paul Chek calls it like the hero's journey.
Yeah.
And I kind of went through that. I went through that at a younger age, before 30. And that kind of just put me on the track I'm on now. And just slowly over time, I didn't try to come into the gym space to make money. I was just like, I just want a place to go train and have fun, but it turned into something where I was able to make money. And it's really just always been passionate about coffee. Never thought I'd have my own coffee shop. I'm like, maybe one day, but I'm like, there's really no way. But now I have my own coffee shop, and I think everyone feels the vibe. And same Sean Fairchild, he's been my student since the Mechanic Garage.
Oh, okay.
And he's been super passionate about health and that kind of stuff. And he opened his business too, and now we've just kind of grown together. It's been pretty special.
Yeah. Like the interconnected web of, him, other Sean being a Paul Chek certified coach, and then you guys having interest in going after doing a podcast with Sean, similar interests, you create that vibe and the ability for others to flourish in their business around as well. Like even, Sean O'Malley versus a lot of other UFC champions. They don't have coaches who have all these different businesses and are doing so much, like from what you did yesterday to all the partnerships and growing your YouTube channel, and like that spreads its wings to these other people who are doing the same thing, like Fairchild. So
Yeah, and us, like, especially my girlfriend Mariah, who I've been with for coming up 15 years now. We did the Paul Chek HLC course together. We sat down and did it together, and that kind of put us on a good path, healthy path. But yeah, I'm just still, every day I wake up, I'm like, I can't believe like I'm at where I'm at.
Yeah. How did you get to the point, like, I really relate to this aspect of, like, kind of being the dude with the vision and being like, no, like, we can all have businesses, we can all grow together. And I know you were, like, plotting on this warehouse, being like, no, like, talking shit for a few years, like, we're going to get in there, dude. How did you get to this point, or, like, what was it in you that was, like, Like, was it the injuries that like kind of humbled you and made you be like, okay, cool, I've had my time to cut my teeth. Now I want to like give back and help others build. Like, how does that work in your head? Because you seem to really, I mean, when we talked to Fairchild about it, he's like, it's all Tim. Tim's the mastermind behind this whole thing. So like, how did you come to that?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I don't really know. I mean, since I was a young kid, even when I was in the MMA room, when I was 20 years old, there were sometimes I'm running practice for grown men who are in there fighting, and I'm running practice. I don't know where the kind of leadership came from, but I've always thought too, even with Sean O'Malley's from my state too, and there's never really been a UFC fighter from my state, and I'm like, well, this kid, I mean, he's definitely going to pass me up in stardom and everything, but I'm going to help him, and I'm going to do everything I can. I know I'm going to be successful with whatever it is. I just had that in my heart, so I'm going to try to make him the best fighter possible. And
Did you just like see it in him?
I saw it in him, the way he competed under the lights, and how he was so calm, and he was such a gamer. I didn't know really, like, right off the rip, like, oh, he's going to be a UFC champion. I knew he'd be a star. I knew he'd be a fan favorite. UFC champion's another level, but always just, and I think I read it in a book somewhere. I don't remember the book. Just trying to make everyone around me good and help everyone around me as much as I can. And if I have an idea, give it away, and just not really be stubborn and be like, no, I got to make myself successful. I can't let these guys be successful. And I don't know. I read that, and it maybe could have came from all the injuries and all like the pain I've been through, but I'm not really sure.
It's a shift from like the finite to the infinite game, right? It's that aspect of it's not just about me. It's not like define winner and loser at the end of the time. It's like, no, I'm going to be in the state of abundance, and I'm just going to give everything back that I can. I'm just going to reinvest it all into the gym. I'm going to reinvest it to my community. I'm going to believe in these boys and just like really try to be there for them, because I mean, as we can see, it benefits everybody. It benefits you, but then everybody also grows, and then it comes right back around. You create this flywheel that you just so clearly have here.
Yeah, and I think I'm thankful for martial arts too, and jiu-jitsu. I think a lot of it has just came from my daily habits, just compounded for years. For years, I've been into good, organic, healthy eating. For years, I've been into good sleep and staying hydrated and taking care of yourself and learning to meditate and just trying to read books. For years, I've done that, and I feel like now I'm kind of seeing the fruition of all those habits compounded.
Yeah. What's your like bread and butter looking like now for that? This whole show, by the way, I'm sure you like don't really know anything about cope, but the whole thing is coping mechanisms and how people deal with shit. For me, I'm trying to explore through these conversations like how people deal with life and how people take care of themselves and how it actually allows them to do better things and do cool shit, and how when you do cool shit, it should, if you're doing it properly, if it's properly integrated, it actually feeds back into you taking care of yourself. So there's this like mutually beneficial relationship between doing cool shit, taking care of yourself. And like, what's that bread and butter looking like for you today?
I mean, for me too, I'm like, how am I supposed to be a leader of people, or how are people supposed to learn from me if I can't take care of myself? I see coaches all the time who are really fat and unhealthy, and they're drinking pops or 7-Ups and chips. I'm like, how are you supposed to make everyone else strong and you can't even take care of yourself? So since I was young, even when it comes to like spending money, I thought, man, I don't want to spend money on these things, but I'll spend money on anything that's going to improve my health. Whether it's
an investment
in myself. Always, I'm like, if I'm thinking about something, buying something, I'm like, is it going to improve my health? Then don't even think about it. Just buy it, even if you don't have a ton of money. But again, martial arts, there's always someone who can beat you up. You're always going to get put in a tough situation. So even when your life's peachy, everything's going good, the bills are paid, like I know I'm going to go to practice and I'm going to be really uncomfortable. I'm going to have some good guy on top of me whooping my ass, and I'm going to have to find some air and find a way out. So I think being uncomfortable with martial arts a lot has helped me just be like, when I'm not training or anything, it's just made me be able to feel good. And being through all these surgeries where I'm just recovering, not being able to do nothing, it makes me like put in perspective, be like, damn, at least my jaw's not wired shut today. At least I don't have to get juice through my teeth today. And just always having a good perspective, just because of the shit I've had to go through, I guess.
Yeah. You still find yourself getting put to work.
Oh, dude. Put to work in what way?
Like on the mat.
Yeah, well, I try to find the best people in the valley. If my whole life too, I've always tried to find. I've had to move to multiple gyms because I'm always trying to find someone who can beat me up.
Dude, okay, so that's like the secret sauce there. You're like seeking out, you're putting the ego to the side. You literally want to be around better people. And that's that shift from the finite to the infinite game. Like you're looking at the long term. Like how can I just not how can I be better than people around me? How can I be the best potential that I have uniquely? Which is super cool. And that humbling probably just keeps you grounded and keeps you like knowing that like, no, I need to stay sharp. I need to keep my health like super fucking dialed. It gives you context for health. And I think that's a lot of what like people were missing in the previous like kind of health paradigms. And I hope that's like kind of what our generation, and like I love seeing, like I didn't even know like how deep you were into health stuff until I started like really digging in to your guys' stuff like about a year ago. And then I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like fighters actually taking it really beyond, like actually really personally invested in this stuff. It just goes to show like that this narrative is shifting where it's becoming more relatable for different demographics of people who can still fuck around, can still have fun. It's not just, the chick in Venice Beach who's praying love and talks like this all the time. It's a different version of health.
Yeah, I think with the podcast too, like I'm just a young punk kid scrub. Sugar's just a young punk kid scrub too, and we do that podcast and we talk about it. Like we talk about it to this younger generation of kids who are 17 to 25, young punk kids, and they're listening to us being like, "Oh, damn, they sleep good," or they're talking about healthy food and how important it is. Compared to some guru, some like wise guru, they're like,
It's
who the
totally
hell's that guy?
unrelatable, dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of the first things that I started hearing when I would listen to your guys' pod was talking about different health things. And at that time, that was when Sean got signed to the UFC. I'm like, oh, damn, this guy's striking is super clean. He's got the Jufro like I used to have when I had hair. How old is he? I'm like, oh, wow, he's the same age as me. How sick. I'm like, all right. So I start following along. And your guys' story is cool. It's like up where we wanted to move. We're in Idaho now. And then seeing the collaboration with Paul Chek and constantly referencing Huberman and Ben Greenfield. I'm like, oh, I work for Ben, It's like, so you find people with these ultimate same interests, but people can go kind of really far in the other way where it's, you don't touch that airport food or that plastic water bottle. Well, that's why you live a healthy life so that you can have some balance.
And so you can fuck around a little bit too and actually enjoy it when you do decide to fuck around,
Yeah.
We kind of, I mean, especially with the Paul Chek thing. I remember we went to Paul Chek's house and he's like, I can just tell with you guys, like, you guys have the power to help so many people. And that's what's kind of kept us motivated for the podcast. And that was one of my favorite things about the Timbo Sugar Show podcast and my podcast, being able to help people and be like, get them on the right track. Like so many people reach out and say, God, thank you so much. Like you've helped with my routines and you've helped with anything. But yeah, you definitely could go too crazy about it. And I'm glad now, probably in the last couple of years, we definitely got the partying and toxicity out of our system. Like I do not crave doing that at all. I do not crave being at a club. I do not crave recovering for 2-3 days after just a banger, messing around with some random sluts. Like it just doesn't make you feel good after. But I'm glad we got that out of our system at a pretty young age, and now we're on a pretty good track.
I think it's so important for young dudes to see that transition, because we're like, dudes like, well, younger guys will like look up to us in like different ways, especially like you guys and what you do, and then to see you guys have these conversations about like, that ain't really it. Like we talked to Sean Fairchild just about like how so many young dudes are like, I gotta get the bitches, I gotta get the money, and these are like kind of these unteachable lessons that you kind of have to like. A lot of people don't get to experience it, but like, being out with a bunch of women and then realizing like, I feel gross. Like, I don't actually like that. That's like not really
it feels,
a move.
Spiritually empty.
Yeah, or like clogged up, maybe like too full of just.
If you're new to it though, if you're new to it and you're like, wow, I'm at this table, we got the bottles, we got all these girls wanting to like fuck around with us. It's pretty like, whew, this is fucking sweet. But you do it multiple times and it's like, oh, dude, we cannot do that no more.
I'm sure at the level you guys were doing it too, like when you're getting all these new opportunities with the Nelk Boys and 6ix9ine.
Sean
and
popping, like the way that Sean popped. I mean, I like was aware of him as well from the Contender Series, and then just like watched him pop, and I was like, yo, these boys are on. On.
I saw the FaceTime. I think it was with Dana, Sean, and and like Kyle or something, and Dana's like, take care of my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, have
You guys
some
had
fun,
them out here at
but-
some point, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have a real good relationship with those guys. Not so much anymore because, again, like they're starting to turn into more like they're getting older too, so they're wanting to focus on their health more. But again, when you're hanging out with them, you're going to be at the club, you're going to be at the tables, promoting Happy Dad, drinking the booze. So it's like we haven't been hanging out with them as much.
Yeah. How do you feel like going through that transition? I mean, I feel like what you do now, I feel like the thing with a lot of that stuff is like it's a lot of the same. Like you go out and it is very high dopamine. It's very interesting, but it's actually the dopamine, like there's just like these diminishing returns with that because it's a lot of the same. But what you do now is like so much more fulfilling. I guess it's that like deeper satisfaction in the thing that you do now, right?
I mean, just like you said, you almost have to go through it to realize, like, gosh, that's just not the true meaning. Like, that's not going to bring peace to your life, and that's not going to make your relationships, your important relationships around you, better. And now that we have a farm and we live on the west side of AZ, it's just like it's so peaceful out there. There's no clubs even close. We're going to have to drive at least an hour to Scottsdale to get to any club or be around that. Compared to if we lived in Scottsdale and there's just sexy chicks every time you walk outside, it makes it a lot harder. So just keeping those temptations away from us and then saying no to all these opportunities. Hey, you want to fly here? You want to do this? You want to make an appearance here? Just saying, just no.
Yeah.
Now Sean has a kid and we're helping a lot kind of raise that kid. He's got another kid on the way. And we have my girlfriend, she's a professional barrel racer, so we have like 18 chickens, 2 horses.
Wow, dude.
Talk
You're like
to
in the
3
farm
dogs.
game.
Yeah.
Fire. That's awesome.
Mariah a good amount yesterday, and she's so.
I'm,
She's a
I'm,
beast.
I'm deep on. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's so nice.
She's a beast.
So and
You
like
get-
grounded too. She's got like a peaceful presence about her.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she's
she's a horse
undefeated.
person. That makes sense.
Professional barrel racer, and she's undefeated in jiu-jitsu, and she teaches my kids program. She's a very like powerful woman. I definitely am lucky to have her.
Yeah, that's a gem for sure to have. I was gonna say too, like it's so important for you to be able to have the people as you split off, and you're like, I don't really want to be in the clubs. Being able to look to the other people around you and see that they are also, tempted to go in that direction a little bit. How important has that been for you, just to like also, have Sean, your boy, go through that same transition?
I mean, I'm his coach and kind of his mentor in a lot of ways, but he's also like one of my best friends. So when we're both kind of on the same mindset, like, hey, we know his potential is so high. Like he has such a high potential. And I'm like, do we want to reach that, or do we not get some cheap dopamine and go fuck some random chicks and do some drugs and have some good nights, or do we want to reach your potential?
Yeah.
So kind of being on the same page, it helps. And now it's just like when we're together, it's like, no, we're not going to talk about other chicks. We're not even going to talk about that or partying or, God, let's go get an Airbnb with the boys and let's have a rager. We don't even talk about that anymore. So we're just trying to keep our focus on the good stuff.
Yeah. On the priority.
Yeah. And what's the priority right now?
The priority right now is, I mean, I got this gym I'm about to open up, and it's a very expensive place. I mean, it's 12,000 square feet, and I'm having to build out the whole place. I'm having to build out the coffee shop. Thankfully, I've saved a lot of my money so I can put it all into it. And then also now he's got a title shot June 7th against Merab, who is the best bantamweight ever.
Addressed yesterday, or announced yesterday, right?
Yeah.
The guy's on a 12-fight win streak. The last 4 people he's beat as previous champions. He's an absolute machine.
Who did he beat before Sean?
He beat before Sean, it was Henry Cejudo.
Oh shit.
And then Peter Yan. And then he beat Umar. And then he beat Jose Aldo.
Sean.
He's an absolute tank. And if we're not crossing all the boxes off and doing everything we possibly can, we're not going to have a chance. And there's a chance Sean gets his ass whooped, but there's a good chance that he knocks Merab out and we finish him too. So we're just focusing on what we can control, staying dialed, doing everything we can to win that fight. Because we win that fight, it takes everything to another level.
Yeah. Has that like curiosity around just like kind of being, you're a few years older than Sean, like 5?
3.
3. So you're like kind of leading the way, I guess, in like kind of this curiosity and stuff. Is that what led you to, be even curious about Aries and the whole EMF thing? Like how did that come to be? Because I know for myself, professionally, I stayed the fuck away from all EMF conversation because as a coach, as an advocate, I didn't want to give anybody anything that I couldn't actually like look to some legitimate science on. And then now we see yesterday with you getting your fucking brain scans done. It's like, dude, I mean, I'm on the team. I make content for them. I believe like pretty hard, but like I got converted yesterday.
Yeah,
like hard.
Right after that, I went to Sean. I'm like, dude, we need to have that stuff on Elena's iPads, especially these kids.
Every kid, every woman.
Well, they need to get her off an iPad in general. But
It's
yeah,
so tough, dude. My
I'm pretty
girlfriend has a
strict on all
10-year-old.
that.
It's brutal. I mean,
Because
it's
of the flicker?
Easier said than done.
Yeah, well, especially when other people are taking care of her. Like when she's at our house,
I'm saying.
she's doing chores. She's going to get the eggs. She's helping Mariah clean up the horse poop. She's working out. Mariah doesn't allow her to be on tablets or any of that. But then she'll
Good.
go with her mom, and her mom will be like, get on the tablet, or here's some Cheez-Its. And so it's kind of a hard thing to balance.
Yeah.
But the Aries Tech, I remember, I think it popped up. I know Paul Chek talks about it all the time, and 5G and the dangers of 5G and the dangers of EMF. So I've always been interested in it, in blockers and trying to find it. And then I saw Ben Greenfield talk about it, and I've followed Ben Greenfield for a really long time. Then they partnered with the UFC. So I'm like, I was really excited to actually sit with that neuroscientist guy and just really get some tests done and just see for myself. Because I'm like, who's creating these things, and what are they? What is inside of them that is doing this? So I'm always curious with that, but then just seeing it proven right in front of me, I mean, you can't deny it.
Yeah. The what's into things is like so complex from like a physics perspective. Like, I mean, we've dug through like as best. I mean, that's like what our job is to do. Like we're kind of independent contractors for them, and we write a lot of the articles that like kind of distribute a lot of the information on it. And like even the specific hows, like we have an understanding of like the fractals and the resonance and all the things, but like when you see the what is actually happening and you get context for the why, like you having a 20% change in heart rate variability. What the fuck is that?
That's
dude?
a massive
Like, what the
point
hell?
of
That
data.
was weird. That was
I mean, I didn't know that was even on the table.
Yeah, and it's crazy even thinking about that and just thinking about Sean's performance at the Sphere too. We didn't get to walk out and see that Sphere until we were walking out for the fight.
Oh, really?
And he's so like, I mean, he's really in tune with his body, really
Visualization and all that.
just that, and just those little things like the reaction time and the milliseconds and the knees that skimmed by Merab's head that would have changed the fight. He just looked flat that night, and I don't know if it had to do with. The doctor said yesterday he has a friend who has an apartment 300 yards away from the Sphere, and when he took out his EMF reader, it just redlined like right away. Like it's so powerful, that EMF.
I mean, when you think about a dome like that with like all of the 5G repeaters in there, like, and especially once you do realize that there are some effects from just one fucking phone to your head. Imagine being in a Sphere, super concentrating all of that. Like, there's no way that's not going to have some sort of effect, even if it is subtle, even if it is just milliseconds. You know, on top of whatever the fuck else you have going on, it's going to compound that.
Yeah, and I think it's good too, just more and more helping people be like, hey, don't sleep next to your phone. Don't sleep with this thing next to your head, and don't sit there and scroll until you fall asleep. And then you wake up and start scrolling again. I'm like, you're just frying your brain. So helping spread the word about that, I think will help a lot of people too.
Yeah, and get away from your balls, boys. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
That's going to be mostly infertile by 2045. We cannot be running those numbers.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of things to say about that, and I won't right now. But even with like putting the LifeTune 1 on my phone, so I have it underneath my phone case here, and then that way I don't have to swap it out or it doesn't get damaged on my case.
Yeah, I have that one too.
I still won't put it
I don't
in.
trust it on the case.
You don't trust what?
I don't trust it on the case, dude. I lost one, the first one they sent to me. I lost it right away.
You don't trust it on the.
Oh, you got it on the back?
Oh, it fell off.
See? You see what I'm saying?
Where the hell did that go?
So the new
I trust the necklace.
I think I actually pulled this off because I was trying to do Snapchat and I had a magnet.
Yeah.
So I'll get one.
Now they're sending out extra adhesive packs with it so that you can like actually take it off and like once you notice it getting a little bit loose, you can redo it.
Sweet.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I just will lose shit. I'm just such a fucking idiot and shit like
Yeah.
that.
I think having it like on your person, like a keychain or a necklace.
I like it by the heart
Going-
too. Thinking about the HRV thing, really. I mean, that just fucking freaks me out. Thinking about HRV, dude.
Yeah.
Like the parasympathetic sympathetic like switch and like that whole thing. Like it's really interesting. It was really cool to see Dogris. What a fucking wizard.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. I love learning
super
from him, and
fascinating
just especially my guys too at the gym. I'm like, these guys, if you guys weren't there for us sparring, but we spar hard. And talking to him about every time you get boom, punch, ding, and you hear a little ringing, I'm like, that happens every time you spar.
Yeah.
And that is a concussion.
And there's even the subconcussive trauma too. Like I was a soccer player. Apparently, like the little hits too, just like head in the ball, 50 times a day. You just like doing light taps too. It's just every time you're rocking the brain.
Him talking about it being like the onion too. Every time you peel off a layer, that layer ain't coming back.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm
It
like,
freaks you out.
It makes me so thankful though that I kind of got out of fighting when I did.
Yeah.
And then when you have the permeability of
the blood-brain
blood,
barrier.
you know, microplastics, heavy metals, things are able to cross over
It gets sketchy
super easily. Like they found microplastics in 100% of the brain, testicles, and placenta that they've tested.
The placenta
They found
thing's
it in bone
freaky.
marrow. I mean, it's seeping in from so many angles. So EMF exacerbates these
It opens
existing
up the
issues.
blood-brain barrier. That's like one of the other really freaky things, and like we don't really have a way to see that other than through biopsies, and that's like another area where like shit's just gonna. I mean, I feel like we're in this weird time where we're exposed to all these fucking variables. I mean, since they really started blasting crops of pesticides in like '92 and all these fortified folic acid and all this shit, like we don't really know the world that we're in. And you look back at like cigarettes, all the fucking doctors in the 40s and 50s being like, this is your doctor's favorite cigarette, like you should smoke these cigarettes. All the people that waited for the science to come out and clear still kept smoking cigarettes in the meantime. So it's like we're in this weird new renegade, new wild west of just like what health is really looking like and like what it can be. And like it's up to us, like people like us talking about these things and having these conversations to like really lead the way and start to spread these seeds for some of these fellas that might not know until it's much too late. If we can just shift a couple guys to, maybe that guy gets to have a fucking kid. That's a huge difference in that guy's entire trajectory. And maybe he's a little bit healthier. Maybe he can have a career because he's a little bit more sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't drain the pocketbook, trying to keep up with the disease, because that's like, it's great to track your macros and know what the toxins are and eat all organic and encourage people to do all these things. But it's like, what are you doing that for? Just a six pack, or are you really wanting to be fit for service? Are you want to be ready to be there for the people that need you, not be a liability,
Yeah, I mean, if you dial in your health, I mean, especially your relationships are going to be better. The way you react to things and just be pissed off. If you dial in your relationships, dial in all these things, I'm like, you're just going to have a more peaceful life. You really are.
Everything is so much better, dude. Everything, like the window's clear and you can actually see and start to figure out where you need to go if you're dialed in.
That's why I'm so thankful again for mixed martial arts, because if without it, I don't know what I would. That's the reason with fighting, it's like you're just trying to find every little thing. You got to improve your boxing, you got to improve your Muay Thai, you got to improve your wrestling, you got to improve your cage wrestling, you got to improve your jiu-jitsu, and then you got to combine all those together. And then the most tiring thing in the world is MMA fighting. If you MMA sparring and MMA fighting, you have no idea how tired you get and how much pressure's on you when you have thousands of people. With Suge's case, millions of people watching you this one moment and all this build up to this one moment, all these people talking and having to stay present in the moment in situations like that. It's just another level. So all these little things, even if it just helps a little bit, they just add up, especially at the championship level. When you're at the highest level, those little things mean a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I have such a different respect for I experience every fucking cliche that I thought that I knew about just jiu-jitsu, like over the past couple of days training with you. I mean, you were so gracious to
Was that your first?
Dude, first time as an adult.
Sweet.
Like properly. I'd done some like kid stuff, and I did like taekwondo and tang soo do for a while when I was younger. I was like really into it, but I went through the whole thing of like realizing like, okay, I actually don't know how to fight. Like somebody could kill me for sure.
Yeah.
So that was the first time, and I've actually like been really pretty obsessed with jiu-jitsu from a distance for the last like 5 years, but I've stayed away from it because I'm obsessive, and I like don't want like I fucking refuse to spearfish. I can't do that. I can't get any land because I'm gonna be fully dedicated to the land. So I'm like, I've been just keeping it back, and then Kyle like threw this at me. I'm like, this is gonna fucking start.
Oh,
This is gonna take over my
you guys
life
too, like because you guys weren't in my beginners classes. So the beginners classes, they're not really so fast paced. But for you guys to come in there and be like, all right, we're gonna do the class. It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of guts for people to even walk into the gym.
Yeah.
Walk into the gym. But for you guys to do a class, that was pretty cool.
It was nuts. I mean, it was cool. It was really cool. Just, I mean, the way that you coach, like you're dialed and you do have that like natural leadership thing. So I just kind of like clicked right into place. But I mean, man, I told my girlfriend now, ex, I'm like, this is my life now, I guess. So it's fucked, but this is what I am.
The more you
now.
learn too, the more you'll just be like, wow. Like the more you figure out you don't know, and then things will click. And I've been doing jiu-jitsu now for like at least 15 years, and still every day I'm like, wow, it's just such an amazing sport. And I'm glad you guys got to go with some of the smaller guys too who have some decent skills.
Yeah.
But holy, how's this guy on my back all of a sudden?
Yeah, I forget the guy's name that I rolled with. He's a really cool guy. He's like a coach for special needs kids. I don't remember his name. It was Alondra or something.
Yeah, I mean, that was
really
that
good
was
guy.
a pretty big class.
I don't know. He's a really cool guy, but yeah, I mean, everybody like he was like, I've only been rolling for like 2 or 3 years. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So this will be chill, and he just fucking destroyed me.
Yeah.
Dude.
That could mean a
holy
lot of
shit.
different things.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Well,
they're
he's been
like
going. He
coming
told me after. He's like, yeah, 5 days a week, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why one thing I really like about the gym too is like everyone in there is really nice and really respectful. Like
Yes.
really nice, really respectful. And I always say, hey, when someone new walks into that door, don't be afraid to go and say hi and just make them feel a little bit more comfortable. You walk into a fight gym where people choke each other and fight. It's a hard, scary thing. And if you walk into a boxing gym, the vibe's way different. People aren't looking at you. People don't have respect for you. The vibe's different. That's why I always try to remind guys, hey, make the new people feel.
Dude, the Taekwondo world is like pretty, like people are just trying to take each other's heads. So, like it's pretty fucking gnarly.
A lot of martial arts are like that, but my first gym, my jiu-jitsu gym, it was the same exact vibe as what Tim has going. Down by the beach though, so it wasn't in
That's
the
pretty
desert.
cool.
Yeah. But Coach Felipe, he would just like, he created an environment of like, there wasn't ego or bullying or any walking in, and like you would get some guys that you'd have to like, all right, I gotta go a little rough with you today to let you know to stop doing that.
That's why one thing I love about jiu-jitsu is like I was raised a Jehovah's Witness my whole life, and just engraved in my head that that's the truth, but you have to have faith and these different things. But jiu-jitsu is the real truth. Like you want to come in and say this, okay, let's find out. Let's find out. Let's go 10 minutes right now and we'll find out how good you are. Yeah. So it's the real truth. I like it.
It's the most primal.
Yeah, and just humbling. I mean, so like everybody's equal. Everybody's just a man there. Like, I mean, I'm like, fitness, health dude, like whatever. And I was the climber, and like I've been an athlete my whole life. And I told my mother talking about it, I was like, she's like, oh, you're gonna do great. I was like, I'm going to get humbled. Yeah, like I'm going to get put in my fucking place. And like I immediately did, immediately just like put back down to ground level. And it was so cool for me, just like being deep in the health game, to have this whole new world open up to me. Like you said, like it opens up. You got to get into wrestling. And then you get cage wrestling, Muay Thai boxing, like all these other things start popping up in my head. I'm like, fuck, I have a lot to do.
Yeah. and then even when you start training, it forces you to be like, okay, if I want to train every day, now I got to keep my outside life. Now I got to sleep better. Now I got to stretch before I go to bed. Now I got to stay hydrated. Right. Now I can't eat a big old cheeseburger and a bag of chips, or that food's going to go right to all these joints that are already inflamed. Yeah. So it forces you to be better on the outside. And even for me now, like, just this gym, I think I've had it for about 5 years now, grown for 5 years. And now I have students that are like giving me a run for my money. Yeah. So every time I go with these students, they're going their absolute hardest to take me out. So it makes me have to stay on top of my game too.
That's so fucking good for you, man. Like just like you as a personal person, like you're going to stay fucking sharp well into your later years. And you're still young and like super fucking sharp. So like you just continue to get better at, because you're still in that peak zone. Yeah. It's fucking sick.
And then even sometimes students will catch me, and it just makes me feel good too. I'm like, dang, I've built this guy up to where he can catch me. Like, that's pretty cool.
You really set that tone. Kyle was like really kind of elucidating a lot of like just like the different gyms that he's been to. He's like, no, like the vibe that you feel in there is because Tim sets that like display for the guys. He leads the way. He sets the tone. He sets the vibe. And like I experienced that. Like just, I mean, I have zero fucking technique at all, but I'm an athlete, so I can like kind of get around and I can do stuff. And just like every time I did anything worthwhile, I was immediately like congratulated. They were like, dude, good job. And I'm like,
hell yeah.
thanks, man. Like, wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. Coach always sets the vibe, and people follow after that. So it's like it's really clear to see what he's built with the vibe in there, and like for our first jiu-jitsu class, really for you, at least in a while. I'm telling him, hey, you have nothing to worry about. We're just going to be training partners. We might roll with like a couple other people at the end, but for the most part, we'll go at our own pace. And I think there's like an expectation when you look like an athletic guy walking into a gym.
I was like, I'm gonna be a nail.
I was like,
and I'm gonna get
jiu-jitsu. I'm like, he's got a jiu-jitsu body on.
Well,
him.
Cam took some pictures, and I was like, dude, I look like I'd be a fucking problem if I knew how to fight. But I don't at all.
Yeah, well, Jacqueline asked me, she's like, how'd Jalen do with you? I was like, he did fine. She's like, did you tap him? I'm like, yeah, I tapped, but like, it was, he
also threw me around a little bit.
What I said was that like you were humbly inquisitive, which is the attitude that you want to have.
Curious, dude. I was when we were in your competition class. I was just like, what's fucking going on over here? Just please break this down to me. Just like question after question.
That was on when the competition class was on Monday.
I believe it was Monday morning.
Yeah,
Monday morning. Yeah. There was the one girl in there. She was super cool. Taya.
She's a blue belt world champion,
Dude,
and she trains like a pro.
She was nice.
She usually usually if I have a guy who kind of has a little bit of an ego, I'll put him with her, and she'll just mop him up, and they're like, oh shit, that girl just did that to me.
Yeah,
she was putting in work. She's super nice too. Super nice. She was actually the first person that I talked to, and I was like, oh wow, everybody's really nice. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's good. I've been working on that with her because before she's just like
had to prove something.
She has this attitude. She's just like, I'm the baddest bitch in here. I'm like, hey, it's okay. Like, you gotta be nice to people. It's okay. You can still be competitive and still be a world champ and still be real nice.
She's
to
a
people.
world champ
at blue belt. Yeah.
Yeah, savage lady.
She's a blue belt now.
Now she's a purple belt.
Okay.
She's wanting to kind of transfer over to MMA, so we're working on that.
Cool. Nice.
So what do you like? Are you mostly focused on jiu-jitsu, or are you like mostly doing MMA, or is it just a mix of all the above?
But when I first started the gym, I'm like, man, I just want to enjoy my life, do jiu-jitsu with people who have jobs, and just everyone come together and make it fun. But now a lot of people are coming to me and coming to the gym because they want to be good at MMA. So I've kind of put the people in the right places. I have a lot of great coaches that can build the program. I'm kind of taking a step back a little bit from the gi jiu-jitsu and focusing more on the no gi and the MMA program for the competitors. The thing about MMA is like once you have an MMA team, you're going to have to probably travel every single weekend. You have to go travel and corner these guys. They want you to come with them and corner them. And I'm like, gosh, when I have a family and I have kids, it's really hard to want to leave my farm to go sleep in some hotel for a couple days and let this guy fight and then
help him cut weight.
And then maybe the guy in a year or so just leaves. So I'm like, well, I just missed a whole weekend with... So I'm trying to kind of balance it and have a lot of coaches that help me out that are able to travel with the athletes and not just overburden myself with so much stuff.
Yeah. It seems like you're at this interesting like inflection point. I mean, getting the farm. When did you guys get the farm?
We just moved into the farm in November.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're at this point where you're like, okay, cool. I'm gonna like pull back from this. Maybe don't want to like go travel in a corner so much, and you're just kind of like settling into your vibe here. You're expanding your wings out here. You're getting going, getting the bread and butter rolling. What do you like feel is where do you feel like you're at like in this whole journey of like this transition?
It's just like I said, I wake up, I'm like, I can't believe this. Not even probably about 8 years ago now. Sean and I, we had an apartment that was $675 a month. I had one room, he had one room. We were just both getting by. And now, fast forward to now where we bought, I think we have 7.5 acre farm with houses on each side. I'm like, I just have to, it's easy to get in that mindset where hey, we got to keep growing, we got to keep building. But I'm just like, I just got to enjoy this, enjoy the journey, and just enjoy what I have now. Always, even back when we were broke, though, we were good about just enjoying what we have now. Some of those were the best memories, and we were just as happy then. Probably not quite as at peace because you're not sure what the future holds. But just reminding myself to enjoy it and learning to say no to things, learning to say no to people. Everyone wants to have you on the podcast. Everyone wants you to go to this trip or go to dinner or propose you with this business deal, just learn to say no, because my time for my couch and my animals and my YouTube time, that's my time. That's not free time to just be like, okay, I can book this or I can book this call. Learn to say no and learn to just take care of my time more, because that's most important.
You feel like you're at peace?
I do a little bit with this building going on and seeing the numbers that I'm having to pay out every month. I'm like,
there's a lot going on.
But other than that, I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah, it seems like you're at peace, man. I mean, you never know what you're going to get into when you meet people who are doing, these big career things, and they got all these people involved, and all the people are looking to them, and you got the Aries crew, everybody got to talk to them. But like, just meeting you, like, I was really blown away just at like how like I can tell that you're in this transition point. I can tell that you're like actually striving for your peace, and like you're not like fucking around and like giving everybody your time. You like, I mean, a lot of times we're like, where's Tim? Tim's gone. Like, you're dipped and you're doing your thing. You're taking care of your business. And like, I'm just stoked to meet you. And it really goes to show, it's a testament to the character that you do have. Is you care to cultivate, your groundedness, your centeredness. And it seems like you've really worked to cultivate that piece. So it's just cool to see, man. And I think everybody around you really fucking benefits from just seeing a guy that's embodying what you're embodying as a leader, as somebody who's grounded, as somebody who could also fucking kill you, but is not gonna like, ring you just to do it because you have like nothing to prove. You're just being you.
Yeah. Dude, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. It's really cool to see, man. It's really inspiring, like everything that you've done, just me as a podcaster, me as an athlete, just everything that you've done as an entrepreneur. I mean, it's just really, really cool and inspiring just to be around and hang around and shake your hand and see that you're actually a cool guy and not actually some weirdo behind the cameras. And
I appreciate it. And doing the podcast is a whole nother world, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I wish we had another hour to talk about podcasts and Jehovah's Witness, but
yeah. No, I
want to get into it. Have to run it back sometime.
For sure. The Jehovah's Witness and the religion stuff, I'm just very, very into that. If I could go back to college or something, I would be interested in doing something like religious studies and stuff.
Like theology stuff.
But podcasting, I'm like, man, because for a long time there, I was doing 3 podcasts a week, and it was a lot.
Yeah.
The Timbo Sugar Show, the Red Hawk Recap, and then the Patreon podcast that I have.
Wow.
And it is.
You still have that?
I still have the Patreon podcast.
Is it worth it?
I've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years. You mean starting your own?
Yeah. Like, how do you feel about the platform?
Dude, Patreon is the best thing ever. It's pretty awesome. The Patreon, the podcast it's been paying off the last few years, and now it's been great. But now I have a YouTube partner who's really pushing me to get big guests, and having big guests, I'm like, I have to really dial in being an interviewer. But that's where I'm thankful to learn from guys like Tim Ferriss and stuff. He's the one who made me want to start a podcast 6 years ago. Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just traveling around with his little. I saw you with a Zoom H6 in the drawer. I was like, oh, he knows.
That was with the OG Zoom H6 too.
Yeah. I have the OG H4.
Yeah, but podcasting,
because of Tim.
So fun. Just being able to sit down with someone without the phone and just get a talk and stuff. It does get a little bit stressful when you're like, man, we got to get the views in. I'm like, I'd rather be like because right now my niche or whatever is MMA. So always doing MMA, but I told my YouTube partner, like, I don't want to just do MMA. I want to be able to interview psychologists and interview people from all depths of life and not always worry about like the numbers coming in.
Yeah. And you definitely shouldn't limit yourself because you can speak to a lot. Like, you're a very curious, sharp dude. So definitely should not. I mean, I would think that so many people just benefit from hearing your voice in these different areas.
The greatest mind in MMA.
Greatest mind in MMA, dude.
I hate that.
We got to see inside of it yesterday.
Yeah, I hate that. And see how damaged it is.
Just blank.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing your podcast?
Dude, so I was podcasting for about 3 years on a different podcast. We had health and wellness and shit. And as my buddy, we were co-hosting. He was in Australia. So it was kind of just us like going really deep on like researches, talking health, talking wellness, talking shit. So it was like informal education and information, kind of just breaking down, all of the just really deep, like nerdy health stuff. And we did that for about 3 years. We were like 150 episodes deep. And then he like took a bunch of acid and joined a cult and wanted his internet presence removed completely. And I was like, wow, well, it's our show. And, we're kind of deep in this thing at this point. We're finally getting sponsors. Like, we had some sports psychologists on, like, we're really picking up steam. And I was like, I don't know what to do about that. And I was on a trip in Costa Rica, and I was just like kind of at this point, I was like, I think I was 3 months in Costa Rica. I just got to Nicaragua, and I just like kind of didn't give a fuck about materialism or the views or anything. I was like, dude, let's just wipe it. So we completely wiped it, and I've been wanting to start my own for About 3 years, and I've been sitting on it. So this will actually be like episode 7.
That's
so like
awesome.
my episode like 5 will be Sean Fairchild, then Troy Casey, then you.
Dude, that's
Josh
some bangers.
Bruni. So
Banger start.
It's fucking crazy to be able to come back into podcasting, be talking all this shit. Fucking rope Cam into him like, Cam, dude, I know, come on, just come out, dude. We're gonna do some big shit and like get it happening. And it's falling in place, and it's cool to like, you know, because you spend time away from stuff. You're kind of like worried if you still have the chops. And I'm like, this week especially has really proved to me. I'm like, dude, you fucking like this is what you do. You're a podcaster, so.
Dude, hell, do you listen to much Naval Rom?
Yeah.
He's one
Dude.
of my favorite guys.
He's one of the greatest, like for real, one of the greatest minds out there. Like,
Yeah.
the way that dude thinks, man, he's
Yeah,
dialed.
Sean and I have been, I mean, learning from him for the past like year and a half, year or two, and it's just like he's really got it dialed in what's important.
Yeah, just like the hierarchy of needs, and like just like the way to like really just be approaching life and thinking, and just the way he thinks too. Like one of those things that you aren't really taught, like how to
Yeah.
think, not what to think, but how to think. I feel like I get a lot of that from him.
Yeah, for sure. So your old co-host, he wanted to be deleted from
He wanted his internet presence completely removed because
That's
he felt like we
crazy.
were further disillusioning people and bringing them away from themselves. I'm like, bro, we're talking about nutrition. Like we're not doing anything crazy here. He read this book. I forget the name of the book, but it is a very popular thing in like the health and wellness world. Where it kind of gave him like a premature ego death type thing mixed with him trying to do a bunch of acid at the same time, and he hadn't been doing like heavy psychedelics. And you know, acid's a weird compound. It can definitely scramble you. So he's just super susceptible to whatever, and he just went super deep. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna go do my own thing. I kind of want to be able to interview other people anyways, instead of just us kind of waffling on. So
what kind
here
of
we
like
are.
what kind of cult?
It's not really a cult, but I would call it, I mean, they don't identify as a cult. I would call it a cult. It's
I
all
think
about
no
this.
cults really identify as a cult, do they?
Yeah, nobody's like, we're
No
a cult.
one's like
T-shirt,
straightforward about
cult.
it.
Yeah. It was this book. I cannot remember the book, but it's basically just like it's like this denigration of the self to the point. It's trying to get you to this ego death. It's trying to get you to surrender and realize like a lot of the futility of the modern world. And like, there's a lot of great shit in it. I was like, bro, that's cool. But like, doesn't mean that you need to completely remove yourself. Like there's do you know the path of like the bodhisattva, that whole thing of like he who delays his enlightenment to be able to be the bridge in between the monastery and the people, so that you can actually, you know, be that conduit for people. So it's like, yeah, you can go be super fucking enlightened and live in an ashram and do that whole thing, but if you have the ability to communicate to people, if you have the ability to relate, you can show people the way. And I think for me, that's a lot more meaningful. Like, I don't want to be the super dialed fucking health guy who never talks to anybody, who never kicks it. And it's such a difficult balance to be on that razor's edge. Like sometimes, you know, the boys want to go out and I have to be like, no. Sometimes me going out and having a beer with the homie who I haven't seen in a long time and kind of telling him what I've been up to, or being like, that might be the door to me getting him to go on a run with me the next morning or something like that. It's that balanced path. And I tried to talk to Lachlan about it. Shouts out, Lachlan. I love you, dude, wherever you're at. But yeah, he wanted to be off the internet. So we completely deleted 3 years of work.
That's wild.
Yeah, dude. 155 episodes. So.
Oh, too bad you couldn't just blast those on Patreon or something and be like,
I know.
they're through the paywall now.
I know. Yeah, it's a bitch, but it is what it is. We're here now, and I'm super stoked that it's gotten me in the position where I am, where I have somebody like Cam doing this shit. I have the capacity to do this. I have the chops now, so I don't feel like a newbie. And
Yeah,
I mean, I would be shit scared if I were talking to you right now and I'd never podcasted
Dude,
before,
yeah.
dude.
Getting all the reps. People think it's easy until you sit down and then the 10th episode or the 15th episode comes. You're like, all right, now what?
Yeah.
So you got a lot of reps and got a lot of good things from it.
Yeah. I'm super stoked. I had a weird relationship with media, but I'm really excited to be able to kind of come back to after a few years, kind of decide if I really wanted to do it or not, and then kind of trickling stuff out and finding a lane where I like stuff. And I mean, doing these things, talking to people that I'm actually interested in, not people that I just think are going to do whatever. I mean, obviously you check both boxes. Like, this will be interesting for people because you're a big name, but you're also just like somebody I'm genuinely interested in. And I think that's what it's about. It's authenticity. Like, have conversations you want to have, not what you think is going to fucking perform well.
For sure.
Like, fuck the
What city
views.
you live in?
Right now we're in Asheville, North Carolina, where that big fucking storm was, deadliest natural disaster since Katrina.
I'm in Coeur d'Alene,
Yeah.
Idaho.
But I'm like nomadic now. Me and my girl just broke up, so I'm going back to being nomadic and jumping back and forth between North Carolina and Costa Rica.
How long were you and your girl together?
Since we were 12. Yeah, Cam West. It's like since we were 12. Basically, we have the same birthday. So we're soul tied. Like, I was talking to your girl. She's like, life partner. I was like, yeah, I have one of those too. So like, we'll always be together.
Yeah.
We moved in together. She has a 10-year-old. So super complex relationship. We did the whole year thing. I was like, come out. I was in Costa Rica. I was like, come out to Asheville. let's move in together. Let's see what's up. She had never left her mom's house, 3-generation Argentinian family. So just like a lot of deep stuff there. So we came and I was like, this is great. We learned a lot. I think that you need to like get some independence for yourself because your immune system's kind of like locking onto me as a target for some of your triggers and stuff. So it's like, we're still here. We're still in it together. Like I'm going back to Asheville. I'm still, paying for making sure her daughter's in a good private school and taking care of her apartment and stuff. And like, we're still very much family. We're taking some time apart. So, yeah.
Have you ever looked into like those schools that Paul Chek talks about?
So one of the schools that she's in, which is like a holistic child school. So it's all about like the holistic child. So it's based off,
Waldorf?
No, it's not a Waldorf. Our Waldorf, we were going to do that. Some Waldorfs are fucking weird.
Waldorf,
I
Steiner.
know the Sean we went to one. Yeah, there was a little weird. It was a little weird.
And same with Montessori. Some of them are chill, some of them are not. So they vary a lot. And the Waldorf by us was just like super like hardcore and I'm like whatever, but like I have my views, but they were just like hardcore opposite direction. I'm like, y'all are taking it a little fucking too far. So we found this school and it's really great. It's all about the movement of the child. Children are taught to be independent. They can get up and go. They don't have to ask to use the restroom. And it's all about what do you want to learn? What are you interested in? And
that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool to see because she had a really hard time her whole life. She was on like ADHD meds at fucking 8, all the shit D's and fucking C's maybe, and now she's like straight A's, losing a bunch of weight, doesn't need the fucking asthma inhaler anymore. I'm like, yeah, that's what living with Jalen for a year will do.
Yeah,
we're gonna get you right. So I did my job, and then I'm gonna
awesome.
like kind of take my year to do my thing again and go out and travel and be able to do this stuff and do media, talk to people that I want, and kind of be the foundation I need to be for my people and my family, and also for the homies, and build this platform for people like Kyle and Cam to be able to do their thing. Like kind of like you. Like that's why I'm so inspired by you and relate to you, because like everything that I do really started popping and really builds traction when it's not about me. It's about the people around me and what can I do to you guys to be of service for y'all. And even you, like I'm going to try to get any sort of fucking content that I can get out to you guys just to provide you guys some high value content just because, be of service.
Fuck, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So how long ago and how did Josh find you guys, the owner of Aries?
When I worked for Ben Greenfield, I had built a relationship with not Josh so much at the time, but with the Aries team. That's when they first started running ads together.
Was Ben like one of their first partners?
He was their first big one,
He's
yeah.
definitely the first. He piqued my attention.
Yeah.
And the
Me too.
Dogers.
Yeah, me
I was
too.
like, what the fuck, man? What are you into?
Yeah, and I mean, their media is really good, so the content they had, they just ran with it, and he's able to do really well with it. And then when I stopped working for him, I really didn't want to work for an individual, like an influencer again, and wanted to work on the brand side. And so I approached Aries, and I had like an official role there. And then that morphed into basically becoming an agency and consultant for them. So connecting them with different athletes, different people, like introduce them to Troy, and then
even,
all the blogs. So we run like all those affiliate blogs, and
I got started making videos from them that he kind of like orchestrated. He's like, "You want to make some videos?" I was like, "Yeah,
yeah."
sweet." And Cam actually.
How'd
took
you guys find Jalen?
pictures.
Jalen, we met online like 4 years ago.
A long time ago, we went on Instagram Live and just stayed in touch.
Cool.
Super random.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Stayed connected.
Just
like
kind of in the same world with holistic health. Yeah.
Yeah, and like our like specific like age group. I mean, we're really all like kind of in that same generation, but I guess there's just this shift in health and wellness, and me seeing the people that I never was like, I'm gonna be a health coach or life coach. Fuck that. It sounds so gay.
Yeah.
But like I did it out of necessity because I realized I had something to offer, because I had a bunch of really fucked up health problems. I was like basically dying, and the doctor's like, yeah, you're just fucked. You just need these drugs in your system. You need antidepressants. Isn't that crazy? Your brain is just born with that. It's like, no. And I went out and found my way or whatever, and realized I had something to offer. So finding people eventually that I was like, okay, cool. Like, you're this more relatable version of health. That's who Kyle was, and that's who a lot of the other people I try to surround myself with. So I'm really trying to just surround myself with the people who are this new generation of health and wellness. And I think that that's what you like represent as well. It's just like, yeah, we're doing shit different. It's not for luxury. It's for function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And God, it just seems like no matter where you're at in life too, even if you're super broke, just doing the best you can at dialing in your health, dialing in your sleep, being hydrated. I'm like, you can be super happy and have a great life if you have those things dialed in.
Going
no
to
matter
walk
where
in the
you're
morning,
at.
dude.
Yeah.
Like just like little tiny things. It's nothing crazy. Just the simple stuff.
Cutting out processed food, like
Massive. Yeah.
so
just
huge.
Eating
Like,
enough
just
food.
eat real food is such a big one. It's like you don't have to go to the farmer's market and find like the best organic, supplier of everything.
Yeah.
But
You
if
can
you're
get there. Start
definitely work
somewhere.
towards getting there. But if you are just eating real food, like that's huge for you. And then when I worked for Ben initially, we would like look at blood panel tests and fecal tests, urine tests to see if like they might have some type of resistance to spinach or bananas, and you could really dial things in. But people don't have to go that crazy, and that's where I like your brand Cope. Is you're asking the question of why. It's like, well, why should I care about my health? Well, because if I don't, I'll go down this rabbit hole and eventually want to kill myself or this
For me,
or
it was
that.
just about like surfing and traveling. Like I just wanted to do cool shit. I want to be able to go climb mountains. I want to be able to surf waves of consequence in places like where I can actually get out in the back and compete with the boys that are out there, the local boys in Nicaragua. Like I want to not be humbled every time. So
Yeah, there's a handful of guys that are just like you, Jalen, at the gym that you haven't get to meet them because a lot of them train in the gi and stuff, but they're just like your same vibe that you'd get along with good. So
I'll come back.
yeah, hell yeah.
I'm gonna come back a little bit more sharpened up.
Yeah.
And I'll be out here. Dude, I really want to respect your time, brother. I don't want to keep you over. I know you got some obligations, but dude,
Thank you, bro.
thank you, man.
Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
great to meet
this
you
is
guys.
so great.
Hell
This
yeah.
is awesome. I appreciate your time so much. And I mean, it's just so great to sit down with you. Everything that you've been doing here, you've been an incredibly gracious host to us. You started a new problem and a new solution for me in jiu-jitsu. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, man, just thank you for having us here.
Dude, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
All right, episode 12 in the books. Shout out to Tim Welch. I mean, what a guy, what a legend, and such a trip for us to be, only 12 episodes into this podcast and to have somebody on who was just on Joe Rogan just a few months ago. Tim, I really appreciate it. Just you being such a gracious host, having us out there, letting us roll in your jiu-jitsu class, giving us, an hour of your time to do this podcast, allowing us to film in the Red Hawk Recap studio that is like brand new at the time, still being kind of felt out. I think they'd only filmed a couple episodes in there at the time. I mean, it's just a trip, and it's really, really appreciated for you to just come on this podcast with a bunch of guys that you don't really know, that you've talked to back and forth. We've worked together on some projects for Aries, but to just go off a vibe and be like, yeah, I believe in these kids and what they're up to. It means the world, and it means the world for everybody else who's continued to follow the show, everybody that reaches out and gives feedback. It really, really just, it means a ton, and we are really just getting started. Every little bit of engagement you guys give us helps us directly to be able to grow this thing and to continue to bring you more cool guests like Tim. On that note, shout out to Aries Tech for flying us out to Arizona to do this and to film Tim's brain scans, as well as Troy Casey. We also did a podcast with Troy Casey. You can check that out here. We are just getting started, and I am incredibly honored to be able to bring this to you guys. So thank you so much for the support. Please continue to support in any way that you can. It is free for you and will help us grow this thing into something that, something big, something that'll mean a lot, I think, for our generation. Hopefully, with the overarching goal of just making health and wellness a little bit more relatable. So thank you guys. Oh, and before I go, please subscribe. It takes a second, or not if you don't like the show, but if you like the show, subscribe. It helps us grow, and it will let you know when we come out with new stuff. So give it a shot.